This is N4LQ. Hello, test 160.
Well, that's clear, Steve.
Well, that's good to know. I wasn't too sure if we'd be able to communicate tonight or not. Well, this is the 160 meter old fringe net on 1864 kilo cycles running the old Johnson Valiant. Hope it sounds okay. I tried to get the LMAC on tonight, but just didn't want to cooperate, so I thought, well, we'll just run the Johnson Valiant and make do. About 125 watts of plate modulated AM. And we got some major thunderstorms out west. My goodness, that's what we're hearing. It's just a huge mess. And I don't think we're going to get any electrical activity here in Shelby at all. So, let's see. I got myself and then WF2U. Let's see who else would dare to check in tonight.
WB4NKL.
There's a couple of brave souls. Good evening, Cliff and John. And John's a little down in the noise there. Man, I don't know. Cliff, you're good and strong. Bit of an unusually loud hum, but it's not. Wonder what you got going there. Are you running a different rig tonight, Cliff?
Yeah, I'm experimenting with the gates. And I don't know. Been playing around with speech amps. And this is an old National NSA speech amp that hadn't been fired up in years. It could be some hum coming out of it. So I'm not sure where the hum is coming from. Don't see too much of it on the modulation meter, but I guess you're hearing something. Go ahead.
Yes, it's kind of a gargly, modulated type of hum that follows the audio, like you got your finger stuck in the AC outlet or something. Yeah, it's probably your preamp there. All right, well, at least we can hear you, and I'm really glad to hear that Gates, man. That's great progress. Got it oscillating. So you tell us about how much power you're running and so forth. Anyway, is there anybody else who'd like to get on the list before we get started?
K4Q.
Oh, K4QE. Hello, Tony. Anybody else?
W4GUZ.
I got Brandon GUZ. Who's the guy before that?
N4CLY. Good evening.
Oh, okay. It's Clyde. N4CLY. Well, good evening, Clyde. And so now we're getting a pretty good crowd here in spite of all the static. So here is what I've got thus far. N4LQ, then WF2U, WB4NKL, W4JPL, K4QE, N4CLY, and W4GUZ. Is anybody else out there? Yeah, I saw a carrier, but no modulation. Try once more. All right, we'll get you on the next round. Let's go ahead and get started. Just enjoying the evening. It's 38 here in Shelby. I doubt if it's going to get much colder than that, and we're just waiting on the rain to get started. We've got just about 4 inches on the schedule for tonight and tomorrow. So go ahead, Mir, and then over to Cliff. WF2U, N4LQ.
Roger. N4LQ. And this is WF2U. Good evening, everybody. Pretty noisy. Static is getting there. I think the lights are on. A little bit better. And signals, I think some are close to the noise level, so I will see how it goes in the next round. Tonight I'm using I just got that Kenwood PKM 707 marine radio, and that's what I'm using now. It's working just fine. Power is about 100 watts on peak, except it's not a peak reading meter, so all I can read is the needle sometimes goes up hits 100. The carrier is something like about 50-something watts. So with that, it goes to Cliff. You were not as strong as usual, and Steve said you had a little hum on you, but congratulations on the gate. Whatever it's doing, it's certainly some progress in there. So WB4NKL, this is WF2U.
N4R. WF2U is WB4NKL. Okay, Mir, and recognizing Brian. I'm running looks like about 220 watts of carrier. And like I say, I don't know where, I've got a lot of cliff leads and a lot of stuff, just temporary in here. And the speech app was just something I thought I'd give a try. I've got some different stuff I can put online. Hovering around, I'm looking at it on the modulation meter. Looks like I got about 5% of something. Turn the gain down. Even with the gain turned down, I still see it. So, like I say, just let it going. I determine whether it's coming out of the transmitter or whether it's coming out of the speech amp. I might let me know if it's clean audio or if it's got enough audio. Looks like about 120% on positive, but it's not running but about 80% on negative. So it's kind of weird. I swapped the brake kits around and didn't change it, so don't know exactly what's going on there. I didn't catch who to turn it to, Steve. Throw it up. Whoever gets it, go ahead. It's WB4NKL.
Okay, Cliff. Yeah, it's you got a big, wide red stream on my waterfall from the hum. It's strong hum. But anyway, Mir, you got I was able to switch to upper sideband and pulled you out pretty good. Of the three of them, I think the last one, I think that was the JRC. Was that the last one you had on? I think it did better with my synchronous AM. They all did okay on upper sideband. That's how I'm able to pull you out. So let's see. This goes to our friend in Liberty, W4JPL. Go ahead.
Okay. 1, 2, 1, 2. I'm running the amplifier tonight because I guess people are having a hard time hearing me. Good evening, everybody. It's cold outside, 37 degrees. Supposed to get some rain tomorrow, and there's a whole bunch of noise on the fan tonight, that's for sure. So, hope everybody's doing all right. like to hear a Terry report if possible. And Cliff, the Gates doesn't know the words, it's just humming along. K4QE, W4JPL.
All right. Good evening, everyone. This is K4QE in Liberty, North Carolina. Yeah, Cliff, at one point, the hum was louder than you. But you're good and strong, that's for sure. You've always got a nice, strong signal here, and tonight is no exception. So, Terry's doing as well. Doing well. And John gave me a little bit of the rundown yesterday when he and I chatted privately. I hope he's going to be okay. We've been thinking about it. So, I believe the next person in line is Clyde, N4CLY, I believe. I'm not sure if I have that right, but over to you. This is K4QE.
All right, thank you. Yeah, you got it right. N4CLY, Clyde. I just stopped by to say howdy to everybody this evening, and I got to get into bed pretty soon here. I got to be early at the Ford place to have my maintenance done on my truck in the morning. So I'm going to say 7-3s to everybody, and I hope everybody had a great Christmas and Happy New Year.
Okay. Well, you're loud, Clyde. Audio is really, really loud. Blowing me out over here. Congratulations. And good luck at the Ford place tomorrow. 73s. So looks like Tony will be giving it directly to W4GUZ. Go ahead.
Okay, I think I got this squared away. Oh goodness. Let me touch this up. Sorry. That's close enough. Well, hearing everybody tonight, about forgot about it. I was up on 40 and was actually going upstairs to eat, and said, "Hey, look what time it is." So I figured it'd be so noisy that I wouldn't be able to hear anybody, but I hear everybody. So, Clyde, big signal here into western North Carolina. John and oh, good grief. Is it Tony? It's Tony. I think it's Tony. K4QE. John, sorry, but Tony's got you beat tonight. It must be his antenna must be bigger. I could hear you both just fine. Mayor, you're sounding good. Cliff, the audio is very clear besides the hum. I don't know if you got my text or not, but I had a heck of a time with this College 20V2, it being so close to everything. Not sure what type of mic setup you've got or how you're pushing to talk, but I cured mine with a couple, what mix did I use? 34 mix, I think. A couple ferrites, but I ended up having to lift the shield on the microphone at the transmitter, which at the time didn't make no sense to me, but it took care of the hum. Big signal though, 30 plus over. I didn't look that close, but I'm cheating tonight listening on the flex, so you are the bandmaster here across the hill, 30 some miles away. So I figured I'd give this 160 loop a workout before a tree takes it down tonight. Fingers crossed that won't happen, but 70 mile an hour winds at this elevation, so I'm hoping being down in a big soup bowl here will help me out tonight. Hope nobody loses any property or any lives lost tonight, but it sounds like it might get interesting. Faux show. Brian, you got any white caps down there on the lake? KN4R, and I guess you turn it back to Steve unless somebody else shows up. W4GUZ.
Yeah, okay, Brandon. W4GUZ in the illustrious group. This is Brian, KN4R. Hang on a second. I've got that real high SPR here for some reason.
Oh, quick Terry report, over.
Is this the thing about him not wanting to eat?
No, that's old news. He just wants to come home. He says he's feeling some better. Well, the question was, worse or better? And he said, yep. And I said, which one? And he said, yep. Just want to come home, so. At least he's awake. I just hope he's eating. That's the big thing. He doesn't have an appetite, and if you don't eat, you don't get better. Go ahead, Brian.
Okay. Brian Harrison, Globe Champ, acting up. Sorry, won't be on 73. Well, sorry to hear that. That old Globe. We're going to have to come up with something better. There are plenty of Valiants floating around. My Viking is all fixed and spiffy. N4LQ. Well, let's see. Cliff, you got your, I'm sure you were glad to hear all those excellent hum reports. And let's see. I think I already transmitted once, so I'm not going to hold it. Oh, by the way, John, JPL, you're strong here now. I'm glad you turned on that amplifier. That really brought you up out of the woods. WF2U N4LQ.
Yeah, I just dropped the microphone. I had to reach for it. Anyway, let's see. Okay. Yeah, I dropped the microphone, so I had to reach for it. Nothing happened. I was taking a video of the transceiver as it's receiving everybody. I stopped it. Anyway, yeah, I put the noise blanker on. It doesn't help that much. But one thing I noticed that from receive, this sounds almost like the ICOM. In other words, the internal speaker sounds good. JRC sounds very tinny, unless I hook it up to an external bookshelf speaker. So that's the difference. It looks like power-wise, it's putting out just like the others. The ICOM does not put out much power on 160. I think the filter is cutting off under 2 megahertz. But anyway, so that I'm not using on 160. Actually, there is no AM. Couldn't activate AM below 2 megahertz for some reason. And so this has AM. That's not a problem. It's all working. I didn't even have to program it because all the general coverage and VFO operation, outside the ITU marine channels, and lower sideband and AM everywhere, it's all activated. So I guess the previous owner must have done it, and so there's no problem to do anything. And at least it came with a power cable, so I didn't have to make up a cable on JRC. Anyway, everybody sounds good except that lousy static. What can you do? Rain is expected here at about 11 p.m. and some thunderstorms between 8 and noon tomorrow. And the rain, according to the weather forecast, is supposed to stop about 3 p.m. So another wet day, see how much rain we're going to get. So that's it. So I'm done for a while with marine radios. I have the Ford Biggies, and I still have to do something with the Furuno transceiver, because something with the microphone, probably maybe in the cable or the connector, is not working right, because even the new microphone element is not working.
AN4R.
I don't have audio. If I inject audio through the microphone jack, I get audio. So maybe I have to just take a different mic and all together and just put the connector on it. I don't know. I didn't buzz it out. Also, I'm looking for a half-amp slow blow for the DX100B. I had a whole bunch of fuses of all kinds of values, like a whole case of them, and I used to have it on this operating desk that I'm sitting at right now in one of the drawers, and then I used it, pulled it out, and put it somewhere else. It was like last week I saw it, but I didn't. The mess that is here, I have to go and search for it. It must be somewhere because I saw it. I'm getting to that point. So, anyway, so I said, that's about it. Chris, again, I told you the sounded good. I think this was just this round, so WB4NKL, this is WFT.
WF2U, it's WB4NKL, back on the Globe King. Gates was sort of an experiment. I don't think it's ready for prime time yet, but at least it's making RF and it's making modulation, so it just has to be fine-tuned. I'm not sure which speech amp that I'm going to run on it. Like I say, I pulled that NSA off the shelf, and I never have tried it on anything, so it could be in the modulator, or it could be something still in the transmitter. I changed a couple filters out in the transmitter power supply, but there could still be something there. I'll get back into it. There's all kinds of room on that bottom. Some kind of a speech amplifier built in where I can just plug a D104 in the front of it. It might be the easiest way to go. That's what I was running, with a straight D104 into that NSA speech amplifier, and then coming out with a balanced line. But I did have the shield hooked up, so it might be developing some kind of a ground loop there, Brandon. But it's making progress anyway. It's come a long way from where it was at. W4 JPL, it's WB4NKL, if you can hear me above all those static crashes.
Alright, WB4NKL. W4 JPL. Well, yeah, I hear you, Cliff. It's a little bit rough sometimes, but yeah, I hear you. I can't copy here, not at all. There's some snippets here and there, but it's too much static tonight. So, it's a rough night. I'm looking at the lightningmaps.org, and man, oh man, down in the south, it is carrying on. Some more kind of crazy. I guess that's what's going to be blowing up through here tomorrow, I guess, or something similar. K4 JPL.
Yeah, you got that right. I'm looking at at the lightning map now, and I think it's the western Tennessee too. So I think we're in for it. But we've battened down the hatches and we're ready to go. So I had to go check to make sure my antenna was still up. So we're good to go. Yeah, it was a rough day today, but got through it, and hopefully the weather won't be too bad. We're supposed to get more rain in a few days. It looks like we're just going to keep getting pounded and pounded. So, but we're nice and warm and dry in the house. And Cliff, did I hear you say you're on the Globe King now? I went on the next go around. Might want to let me know. Your audio is nice and loud on this rig, and no hum, of course. And you're plenty strong. You're about 10 over here, as you are, Steve. And Brandon, unfortunately, I didn't look at the meter when you were transmitting, but you were transmitting as well. I'm having a tough time copying here. Once in a while, he comes in. And I heard Brian in there too. So good to hear everybody tonight. And let me see. Who it goes to next? It goes to, so I think Claudia slipped out. This is the Brandon, W4QD. This is
Okay, K4QD. John had you beat that time, but still 100% copy. Boy, that was one heck of a lightning strike somewhere. I need to look at the map and see how close this is getting. It's moving at 80 plus miles an hour. It's probably moving in pretty quick. Oh, I could let down this loop, but that requires a lot of effort at night. I'd say as far as I'll get, slip the big knife switch outside and unplug everything in here just in case we do get some storms. I had some grade work done Wednesday, and put some winterized and coated contractor mix down that's supposed to survive and not rot during cold weather, and a little over 8,000 square feet of that straw mesh or straw matting weaved in the plastic. It's supposed to disintegrate after time. Hope it doesn't wash it away, but Steve, I think you said what, 3 to 4 inches? They're still hanging tight at 1 to 2 here. Hopefully it'll be all right. Gutters are clean. Ditches are clean. I'm not sure what the new grade work's going to do. We'll see. Guess I'll see tomorrow when I get home, or maybe I'm going to get out and take some pictures as it's hopefully going where it's supposed to and not in the building. Yep, that was a current update on Terry, and he said that he's supposed to. Well, I'm just going to read what he said. We've been texting back and forth, goofing off. Amy's been talking to him. Eating a little, yada yada. I told him about Cliff getting the gates on the air. He said supposed to went east this AM. Hospital is full. I'm going to lie to them tomorrow and see if they'll let me go home. At least he's responding to text. In a very timely manner. I've texted him a couple of times today, so I guess that's a good thing. I hope he's getting some rest. I've yet to talk to him because I'm sure he doesn't feel like doing that, but I miss the old buzzard. You either love him or hate him, and he's grown on us, that's for sure. So I do miss him. Let's see. Cliff, I thought you'd solved the problem. Come booming in here that time. The 500 sounds wonderful. If there's any man on the in eastern Tennessee that can figure it out, it's you. So I'm sure you'll get it. I wonder curious to what you're exciting that with. And let's see, it's a pair of 810s modulating the pair. Is that right? I wonder what's driving the 810s. And I wonder what you're exciting it with, or oscillating. Anyway, enough from here. I'll stick in here for one more round, and I have got to go eat and get up. And hopefully I'll make it to work without having to fire up the chainsaw in the morning. I've got a few loose ends to tie down, literally, outside, where I've got things moved around, where they done the excavating, and got to cover up some motors before the rain comes. I've got a pull behind bush hog that I noticed when I pulled in this afternoon or this evening. It was dark, but the cover that I had over top the motor had went yonder way, so I've got to cover it up so it doesn't ruin. Brian, go ahead. I guess you're on another rig. You're sounding good. And hopefully got you, let's see, do you have a boat, right? Or do you? Hopefully everybody's got them berthed very well down your way. KN4R, W4GUZ.
Okay, Brandon, very good. W4GUZ in the group, KN4R. Back on the modern rig. I figured out I was on, I had the 80 through 10 infed hooked up to the Globe Champ and the other radios, the GRC9 beyond it and all that, instead of the 160 through 10, which was hooked up over here. So I'm on the correct antenna now, so things are working good. And Brandon, I must say you're doing a great job of quieting the static tonight. 40 over peaking there, and very good on Terry. Glad he's improving, and hopefully he'll get to come home. And okay on the approaching weather and the lighting, and also good luck on the grading. And yeah, I've got a boat. I'll need to go out there and make sure the four dock ropes hang in there tomorrow if the wind gets really crazy. But I think it'll be okay. And I must say, it seems like you eat pretty late every night. You must be part European there, Brandon. But everybody sounds good. And Cliff, I like the way the 20V2 sounded, but the Globe King sounds even better. And good evening to you, Steve, and Mir, and John, and Tony, and also 73's Clyde. Yep, he listens. So back up to the top, N4LQ in the group, KN4R.
All right, KN4R in the group, N4LQ. Let's see if anybody else dares to check in on this staticky night. Well, somebody was on single sideband, which we're not, but let's see. I can switch my receiver over. Try again.
Oh, it was me. I'm on the... how you doing? This is NC4ON.
Okay, Stefan, NC4ON, N4LQ, good evening. Yep, but it looks like you got a carrier now, so go ahead and make a transmission and just turn it back over to me, and then you will come after Brian next time. Over.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, I hear everybody pretty good. Good evening, Brian. And the other station, I don't know what the name is there, but yeah, guys come on all in pretty good. I'm on my 7100 tonight, and my new microphone here that I got from Santa's, so hopefully you guys copy me okay. About 250 watts right now here on the NFET. And you, of course,
years and a great health for 24. So back to you there, Steve. NC photo and listening.
All right. Well, you're running just about exactly twice the power I am. Then I guess is that carrier power?
Yeah, about 200.
200 carrier power on a. Is that your that little ALS 600?
Roger.
Ooh boy. Good luck with that. Okay. But the audio is great, and you're good and strong. I just cringe a little bit when I hear that, 200 watts carrier on that little MFJ, but let's hope it survives all right. And I hope the lake is well drained before the rain gets here. I kind of wondered about our lake here, if they were going to drain it down, because they're going to have a mess. We're getting 3.75 inches predicted, and that prediction has been there for almost a week now. It's amazing how they predicted this to be exactly what it is, and it just showed up just out of the blue, because yesterday there was nothing anywhere in the United States on the radar that I could see, nothing, and now all of a sudden here it is. So I think they've done something at the Weather Service to improve their forecast ability within the past maybe 6 months or so, and I just can't quite figure out what it is. Let's see. So the Globe King is back in action, and maybe it didn't like being displaced by that threatening Collins 20V. Yeah, that's going to be pretty good. You get that thing going, get that hum out of there, it's going to sound good. The King has got a little bit better highs on it, so, and sometimes when there's a hum like that, it somehow just sucks the audio quality right out of it, man. I've seen that happen before. So let's see here if I got anything else to comment on. I am working on this LMAC power supply that Lee gave me to work on. I stripped out all the vibrator junk, and it's just pure tube type now. Well, I mean, it's solid state rectifiers, of course. New rectifiers, all new filter capacitors. It's just loaded up, and it still has a little bit of hum, and it just like all of them do. So I've tapped in a filter choke I've got here. It's too big to fit inside, and boy, oh boy, the hum just totally disappeared. There is absolutely no hum now. It's just kind of incredible to listen to a clean power supply like that. So I'm just waiting on my toroidal choke to come in, and it should fit in here nicely. I got that ordered yesterday, and it's already been entered into the, I think it's UPS from California, of course, so it'll take a while to get over here. May have to come by boat or something. So, Mir, go ahead and take it. WF2U, N4LQ.
Yeah, Roger, N4LQ and the group here. This is WF2U. Okay, well, copied everybody. And Brian and Stefan, good to hear you. KN4R. And you, Stefan. And that noise is still persisting. But the noise flanker here works a little bit. It's a little bit better. But everybody sounds good if I forget about the noise. Anyway, yeah, Brian, the transceiver I'm using now is the one that I got today. That's the last in my quartet of the marine radios that I collected. And that's the Kenwood model PKM 707. Also 150 watts PEP out. On AM it's a little bit less, but it's still better than 25 watts out of the 7300. And I still haven't got the noises or the crackling noise that I heard on the AM 1200 about a week ago. When I turned it on, just turned on the heaters, and I heard some crackling noise, and I stopped using it until I see what's going on there. So I've been using one or the other marine transceivers. This is also working now on all the hand bends, also lower side bends, and AM everywhere. So it's not bad. And Stefan, good to hear you. Also, Cliff, now I understand why you don't have a hot, because you're not using the gate, but you sound as good. All right, so we have a lot of people here, so let's turn it over to Cliff. WB4NKL, this is WF to you.
It's WB4NKL, yeah. I changed transmitters. Brandon, that Gates is, it's got a 12BY7 oscillator that was driving an 807 buffer, and that was driving an 813, and then that drives the 810s. And I found had a Collins PTO out of something. I'm not sure what it come out of. It was in a box of junk I picked up sometime or another, and it turned from 1.6 to 2.2 megacycles. So I hooked it up and changed the oscillator into another buffer and fed it into it. So that seemed to drive it fine. I had to work on the oscillator tank coil and the driver plate, and then the final coil. You know, it was all on 940, so basically removed half the turns on each coil and doubled the frequency. So all worked out pretty good. Except it'll run about 350, 400 watts if I decrease the loading or increase the loading, but I'm going to have some capacitors to do that. It's just got a 400 picofarad variable, and I've just got fixed capacitor, and it's got a 4500 fixed in there right now. And I had a big let's see, I believe it was a 2400, and that was too much loading, so I need to find a big transmitting capacitor somewhere between 2400 and 4500 to get the loading right, and I'd probably settle down running about 300 watts. So like I say, a work in progress. I've been working on it, trying to get it just to see what it would do. So I'll play around with it some more. I've got some more projects I need to be working on though, so maybe it won't get pushed off permanent, but I'll get back onto it. Good deal on Terry. I hope he gets to where he better appetite and can send him home. He's talking about him being so weak. I wonder if he's actually able to stay at home. A lot of times they'll want to send you into like a Jimmy Quillen place up here, rehab place for a while to get you back on your feet. I wonder if they've talked to him any about that instead of just sending him home. Send it on around. Go ahead, John. W4 JPL, WB4 NKL.
What value cap was you looking for? I wasn't listening. I'll look through my junk.
Something between 2,400 and 4,500. Probably about a 3,000 would be nice. I've got several, but I guess I could make it up out of some thousands. I've got some heavy thousands.
Okay, I'll look tomorrow or sometime. Go ahead, John.
Okie doke, gentlemen. W4 JPL and soon to be rainy Liberty, North Carolina. They're not calling for that much here. Like 1 to 2 inches and maybe 30-mile-an-hour winds, but we shall see what we will see. I'm just watching this storm tearing its way across the south. Here's the thought of the day, gentlemen. If a man speaks in the forest, and there is no woman to hear him, is he still wrong? Having given you that little piece of something to think about, I'm going to jump out of here. It's so noisy, and I'm tired. He's been working me like a dog today. So, 73, God bless. Have a great evening, and catch up with you guys in the morning or tomorrow night or whichever, whoever, and however. K4QE, W4 JPL 73.
John, real good. Have a good night. Say good night to Maggie for me, and hopefully we'll be talking to you tomorrow. Stay safe over there. And had fun yesterday taking the ride with you. So, oh boy, I'm a little tired myself. Good to hear everyone. Please stay safe out there. Hopefully everyone will not get any damage from the weather. And looking forward to hearing everyone again tomorrow night. So I'll pass it over to Brandon, W4GUZ, and the group. Have a good night, everyone, from K4QE.
Okay, Tony. K4QE, W4GUZ. Very good. Yeah, I've got to get out here too and go eat. I'm not, well, of course, my ancestry is from Europe, but nothing, well, I think I'm more Native American. Let's see, what was it when we were going through this in high school? I could have gotten lots of money for college, because I was at least 1/16 Native American, and I think I was 1/17 or 1/17 and a half, if that makes any sense. As far back as I could go, that's what I could figure out, so I struck out on all the Cherokee money. By the way, they've got it figured out over there in the tribal land, that's for sure. All right, good deal, Cliff. I'll look and see what I've got. Maybe a day or two. Can't find nothing that remind me. But the rest of the work week ahead. I've got that container coming Thursday if it doesn't flood. And CVA, it is amazing how they can forecast, but I'm not sure what the definition of a meteorologist is these days, because it seems like all they depend on is the computer modeling, which is absolutely incredibly amazing. I wonder how this AI technology is going to affect that. I don't see how it could. Who knows? I have a hard time believing anything I see on online or on television now, but now with this AI technology, and everyone says that now's the time to jump on board if you play the stock market. I'll be frank, I have no idea what NASDAQ even stands for, so that's how much I've played the stock market in my life. But they're saying now's the time to jump on board if you want part of this. And I think old Jimmy over in Burnsville, he jumped on the Tesla deal, and that turned out pretty well with him. So Anyhow, and speaking of the weather service, Greenville-Spartanburg, who we deal with mostly here, they still cover this part of western North Carolina, but there used to be a one-on-one line you could call to get a spot forecast for forest fire or whatever, if you had whatever type of incident going on, hazmat spill and all this. Well, that's since changed, and now you don't get anybody but a recording or a recording and a list of numbers to push. You can't get a hold of a person, a real person. So with technology, some things don't advance. And I'm writing myself a note because I meant to do this last month, but I need to find a good number to speak to a human. That could be important someday in our line of work. Everybody batten down the hatches and loosen the ropes on your antennas or lower them down one. Hope everybody makes it through the night. At least it's not snow. I guess this is a super nor'easter, but the temperature's not right. So we'll get it. I think we'll get it before the season's over. We'll get a good foot or more of snow. Cliff, it's been a while. Several years since we've had a big snow here. It's about our time. 73 from the mountains of North Carolina. I'm going to the dinner table, and yes, since forever, I've ate late. That's what you get for shift work. I can't seem to get away from it. 3 more years. I've got it on the calendar here. Not sure what I'll be doing after that. I may be helping the father-in-law change and balance tires, and that'll be just fine with me. KN4R. Take it away in 73, W4GUZ.
Okay, Brandon. W4GUZ in the group, KN4R. Okay, well, very good. Well, 3 more years. That sounds like a political slogan, but sounds good. I'm sure with all your points there, you'll stay busy, Brandon. So that's good. So I hope the 3 years pass quickly for you. And let's see. And good luck on the grading and all that up there. So, and 73 to John and Tony, and now Brandon. And let's see, Stefan, the 7100 sounds good here. What's your new Christmas microphone? I'd be interested. And I actually have too many these mics that need the external amplifier, and I might even have one here for you, gratis, the next time you come over here. So I have 2 of the same kind. So. And the lake's pretty full, but it'll be okay. It can take another big rain, I think. And Brandon touched on it. You know, why is the weather predictions getting better? Maybe because of ChatGPT. You never know. So anyway, back over to Stefan. NC4ON in the group, KN4R.
Well, you finally blew it up.
You blew up that new mic.
Come on, Stefan.
Still have that one too, but this one was on sale for $80, $79 at Sweetwater or Guitar Center, and it came with a shock mount and everything, so I couldn't resist the offer, and I made the decision to go ahead and buy it and put it in a little wrapper for Christmas, and that was the story, Brian. So it's a condenser mic, but it's a little bit more sensitive than the 151 that I had before, and so far with its performance. Roger?
Yeah, okay, Stefan. You didn't have any audio for about the first 2/3 of your transmission for some reason. Maybe you weren't talking into that new microphone. What was the model of the mic again?
Oh, it's 155. Yeah, I'm using my foot switch. Sometimes I don't press it hard enough, but I hope it's okay right now, Roger.
Yeah, Roger. Well, it seemed like you had carrier, but no audio, but that's fine. Very good. And go ahead, Steve. N4LQ in the group, KN4R.
Okay, this is N4LQ. Somebody broke in. Who was that?
Alpha India 4, Juliet. Good evening, fellas. I've been trying to figure out how to get this 991 working on AM. I was just wondering if you hear it all right there.
I got Alpha India 4. Was it Juliet Yankee? I'm just not getting. Anybody get his call? I'm not too. Your microphone was working. I heard you ask about your audio or something, but I'm not copying you good enough to do much with it or be of much help. Over.
I'm just trying to figure out the settings to be able to get on there. And that one station that said he was really loud. He was about 40 over here. So I figured he was roasting already. But I'm deciding, I'll figure out what to do on this train there. Try to get it dialed in and get it all on.
Okay. All right. That's fine. Just whenever you figure it out, just come back here. We probably won't be too much longer, though. It's about 9 o'clock. So usually that's about the end of the road for us. This is N4LQ. Is anybody else out there that would like to check in real quick?
By the way, the Alpha India 4 station, your audio sounded pretty good that time, so I'm assuming you're only running, say, 25 watts or so, but I'd say you've got it pretty close there. So come back sometime. Tonight's pretty tough with low power. KN4R.
Anyway, okay. Yeah, it's a rough night, and I don't know if it was AI4JY or not, but I'll look that up on QRZ. Maybe I got it right. I don't know. It's hard to copy through the static here in Shelby, North Carolina. The name is Steve, by the way, N4LQ. And, okay, now the first thing I would like to know, Cliff, I had no idea what you were talking about, the capacitor you needed, but somehow Brandon was able to read your mind and just seemed to know what it was. You were talking about somewhere between 2400 and 4500. I assume that's picofarads, question mark. Is that a variable capacitor or a fixed? Voltage rating? Don't know. And you said you needed more loading. You went up in frequency, but you need more loading or more capacitance. So the whole thing's just like, huh? I don't you lost me there. So maybe you can explain that. And I've got a few capacitors here. I'm not sure what you need though. So let's see what else. So let's see. John is checked out. Tony's gone. Clyde's gone. I think everybody else is still here. So I'm just going to go ahead and turn it back over to Mir. And I was sitting here looking at a photograph on Classic Rock Pictures on Facebook, and here's a picture of a band with Joe Walsh playing the guitar in 1966, and the name of his early band was called the Measles. The Measles. Can you believe that? At Kent State University, he was performing. WF2U, N4LQ.
N4LQ,
WFTU. Oops. Hello. Okay. Okay, I'm taking a video. Anyway, yeah, copied some of those who checked out. The noise pushed them out a little bit towards the end, and for a while he sounded really good and very strong, and the static was not as bad just for a couple of minutes, and then they started again. One thing with this transceiver here, there should be a bar graph in the right side of the display. It says 1 to 10, that's vertical, and it's not working either. It transmit or receive. I'll have to open it up. I have to use that something like a loose connector to the display board or something. Even if it doesn't work, as long as it doesn't work, I can check the power that it's really working on the meter, on the antenna tuner. But anyway, so with this I don't have to use the external speaker for better audio quality in receive as with the JRC. JRC really sounds skinny. But anyway, with the recording, what my signal looks like in comparison with the JRC. But you said that the JRC in general sounds better. I don't know. This doesn't even have the original microphone. I got it with a mic. It's a Radio Shack mic. I showed it actually. Right here. So, but it's working and it's the right plug, so I'm not complaining. The price was right. Anyway, so it's about time to go. Not that I couldn't take this for another 10 minutes when I really have to go, but the noise is a little annoying. So 73 everybody. I'll listen to the official end of the net, and it was good to hear everybody. So take care, Steve. I'm going to post a video later. 73 all. Have a good night. Keep dry, and we'll be here tomorrow. Not in the morning. I have some errands to do. Unfortunately, in the rain, but it's not outdoors. So that's the way it is. WFTU, clear, and I don't know who it goes to among the people who are still here. So go ahead, and I'm out of here. Just listening.
FTU, WB4NKL, 73's, Mayor. Steve, those the broadcast transmitters, they've got a loading capacitor in there that's a variable 400 picofarad. That's just to fine tune. They use fixed capacitors in parallel with it, and you know, they didn't change frequencies much. That was something you ordered from the factory, and they stuck a capacitor in there that worked on your frequency. And this one's got a 4500 picofarad in parallel with the 400 picofarad variable. And with that capacitor in there, I'm getting about 220 watts. So I need to go to a little bit less capacitance to increase the output power, decrease the loading on the antenna. And I had a 2400, and I stuck that in there instead of the 4500. And that gave me too much loading. I was getting about 400 watts out to the antenna and too much plate current. So I need something between 2400 and 4500. It's a Pi-L network. It's got a regular Pi network, and it's got a coil after that between that and the antenna. I have probably got something, and those capacitors they use are huge. They're about the size of a soup can. This 4,500 picofarads rated at 13 amps of RF current. They rate them in amps. And it might not need to be that heavy, you know, for that power level. They're not heavy enough ham transmitter for sure. But I've got several that come out of broadcast transmitters that are the right size. I've got 3 1000s. If I can find room to put them, I can use those. So it's just a matter of setting them up. And they're each big old things, big old mic transmit capacitors. You don't see anything like it in ham equipment. I looked one up, and they won't. You can still buy them, but they're like $300 a piece. So I'm not going to buy any. I'll help me a vacuum variable that will cover the range and stick that in there before I do that. But that's the story. Just I need a little less capacitance to get the power up a little bit more. So I'm gonna get out of this static crisis and say 73s and enjoy it until for all static. Try to catch everybody tomorrow. I guess it goes back to Brian if he's still there. Didn't write it down. Go ahead, Brian. It's WB4NKL. It's getting late.
Yeah, Roger, Cliff. W4NKL in the group, KN4R. Yeah, Roger. You know, I shouldn't say, William Culpepper probably had 100 big mica capacitors. That type that we used in broadcast. And, I'm not sure if his son sold them or sold them for a longer one. But, it would be nice, especially in situations like yours where we have a whole selection of them. So I'll ask Kelly if by chance any of those survive. But anyway, you're getting there. It sounds good. So, look, I'm going to go ahead and say 73s. I hope everybody has a good day tomorrow. Like someone said, batten down the hatches and stay on the radio if you can. If the static's not too bad tomorrow, the lightning. So 73s, enjoyed it, and take it away, Stefan. NC4ON and the group KN4R.
No audio.
I don't know what the problem is. When you look at my cable, it's gives me it looks okay now. I'm going to tap out here. 73s to all of you out here, and we'll be back. NC4ON. Bye-bye.
We'll see you later, Stefan. Well, something's loose, I guess. You'll figure it out. 73, thanks for stopping in tonight. Always good to hear you. I've been wondering where you were. It's been a while. So, Cliff, that was an excellent explanation. I understand exactly what you need now. And Brian was telling about W4BZ. He collected those things. He always said somebody might need him. So when he saw one at a ham fest, he bought it. A soup can, that's about what they look like. So I guess Brian said he's going to contact Kelly, and that was his son, and see what became of them. I know he had them around for a long time trying to get rid of them, and I didn't want them, and so maybe I should have gone over there and got him. Anyway, good luck trying to find something that works. I was sitting here thinking, okay, that's a 0045 microfarad, so that's a big one. All right, so I guess everybody is gone except for you and I, Cliff, and Does the audio sound okay on this Valiant tonight? WB4NKL, go ahead. I guess Cliff is gone, and so is everybody else. Okay, 73 out there in Radio Land and whoever's listening. This is N4LQ closing the net.
73, Steve. Thanks for calling the net. I hope Cliff's okay. KN4R.
Good night. We'll see you later.